Alrighty, hosses, welcome back. And before we begin, I just want to give a quick shout out to Jason A. He is my third patron. Donated $5 to my Patreon account. So Jason A, thank you. I love you. Alright. Now, I actually noticed whenever I was editing the last video that I forgot to use this / because what that would do is right now the file path would be the new Boston q.text. And of course we need the / to get the proper path, just like that. So again, make sure you add your little /. Alright, so let me just go ahead and make sure that this works first. So what we're going to do whenever we create the data files is it takes two parameters. As you see, the first one is the project name, which is the new Boston. And the second one is the URL of the home page. So check this out. Whenever I run this, what it's going to do is you see that this was empty before, and we now have two files. So crawled, which is empty, we didn't crawl anything yet, and also the queue. So we have one URL in the waiting list. So whenever our bot first boots up, it's going to say, okay, let me get that, and that's my starting point. So I can actually just go ahead and delete this now. And let me actually get rid of this little thing. Alright, so now I actually just need to make a couple other housekeeping functions like this. So this is for creating a brand new file, and we already saw when that's going to be useful. But later on, what we're going to do is we're going to be crawling a lot of different pages, and we don't want to just create a brand new file each time. We're just going to discover more links, and we just want to add them onto the end of this file right here. So we actually need a new function, and I'll just say add data onto an existing file. So I'll say def append to file, and it'll take the same parameters as before. What file do you want to append to, and what do you want to stick on the end of it? And for this, you can actually just go with open. So you want to open the file. What file do you want to open? Well, whatever one we tell you to. And how do you want to open it? In A mode. So A means append or add on to the end of it. W means write. So if you're writing a brand new file, and then we'll just say it as file. So we have a reference to whatever file we just opened. And now with the file, we can just call a write method, and we'll just say data, and we'll go ahead and stick a new line at the end. So again, what we're going to do is we're basically going to call this whenever we want to stick a new link onto the end of one of those files. So it's going to stick a link on it, and then it's going to bump the cursor down to the new line, or the pointer, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, then you have each link on a new line. I think it just looks a little bit better that way. Now let me just make another function called, I'll say delete. All right, so there are going to be times where we actually want to clear, or we don't want to delete a file, but we just want to get rid of everything inside it. And we're going to see why this is useful later on. Again, I usually have these in almost every single Python program I write. So these are really just housekeeping, but I'll say delete file contents. And again, you don't need any data to be passed in here because you're not writing it or appending anything. You're just deleting whatever's in there. So I'll say with open path, this is actually write mode, pass. So basically all we're doing right here is we're creating a new file or overriding the existing one with the same name. And this pass right here, this is a keyword that you can use whenever you want to do nothing. So it's essentially just the same of having a comment and just writing do nothing, but this is going to give you an error because there's no code here. So whenever you just want to maybe have a loop and have it do nothing, then you can just write pass. So again, if a file exists, instead of just reading through every line and deleting it one by one, we're just going to create a file with the same name, and that's essentially just going to delete all the contents in it. All right, now the last two functions in here, I'm actually going to save for the next tutorial, and I'll tell you guys why, but we got two more functions to go for this file, then we get into the really fun stuff, so see you guys next time.